It's cold outside. There's no kind of atmosphere. I'm all alone, more or less.
Are you
Let
trying to
me
tell us your
fly,
nipples are
fly
hard?
away from here. Fun, fun, fun in the sun, sun. Okay, you guys know the Red Dwarf theme,
I
right?
do. I do. I haven't
Yeah,
heard it.
Nope.
somebody got it. All right, you're just saying I look like Holly or something before. Anyway, so hey there, beer
You just
tubers,
listen when
welcome
you're
back
cold.
to Beer Analysis 101 with your host Maxwell Star et al. We are going to be doing show and swill tonight
Yay.
after doing being off for a couple of weeks. First of all, let's go with who we have with us, starting with Mr. Lee. Lee, how are you doing tonight?
I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm not doing too bad. A little tired, but I'll live.
I didn't really care, Nick.
Oh shit!
I know.
Yeah.
So what you got for a beer tonight, Lee?
So yeah, I have one of my all-time favorites. Classic beer, Pilsner Urquell.
Oh yeah,
the one that started, the one that arguably started the style.
The steam whistle of Europe.
Fuck you.
All right. So next up, we will go with Greg. Hi, Greg.
I'm the second most handsome thumb in the panel tonight. So there you go.
That's not a nice thing to say about Rob.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
Calling him a thumb. That's not cool.
listen. When I signed my anal contract, being nice to Rob wasn't part of the agreement.
Anal contract.
So I took a chance on a beer because the beer I wanted to try, it's a beer that's probably overpriced and may suck. I have had older versions of this beer before, but I remember liking them, although I don't generally like this company. So we're going to find out if this is any good. It's an Innocent Gun
Ooh.
Canadian Cherrywood 2025. So I guess it was for Canada Day. I'm a little late on that. It comes in at an okay 7.1%. I would like to see it a little higher. About $12 for this bottle, 500 milliliters. So will it be worth it?
Maybe.
Will it be worth it? I guess we'll find out.
How big of a bottle was it?
It's a 500. So, $12 for 7.1. It's a little on the expensive side.
Yeah.
But it's something I wanted to try because the last time I've had this, it's probably been at least 10 years longer. I may even have the old bottle because I'm a hoarder. But, yeah, it's been forever since I had it. I remember really liking it, but they haven't released it in a while, or at least not in Canada or Ontario. So I'm kind of like, all right, we're going to try this since I think there were some plans to maybe try to do this at some point, and we never got around to it, or everyone couldn't get it. I don't know. But I was like, okay, I'm going to try it. We're going to see if it's good.
I think that's coming out here now, but it's... But yeah, I think there was like a previous year we wanted to do something like that, but nobody else could get the beer.
Well, usually there's a major lag on it because I know there's funny enough, no, not Laganese, Lafroig. It starts with L, same thing. There's the Lafroig cast that I think we wanted to do as well, and I think we got that in Ontario, and I think you guys didn't get it, or you guys got it way before us or way after us, something like that. Like, come on, Innocent Gun, get your shit together. Come on, literally advertising 20 years in Canada. Get your shit together.
Ooh.
Release it all at the same time.
Nova Scotia used to be like their top market. They hit, and now they don't give us any fucking beer. So
well, yeah, New Brunswick used to be. We used to get everything they made. Like we'd always get it before Ontario did, and then like nothing. Apparently, I get it here. I'm looking to see if we have any in stock. Yeah, we do. My local A&BL has that Canadian Cherrywood, so we could theoretically do a BA 101 on that.
So anyways, I'll just be doing Lagunitas IPA tonight so I can save this for another night. I will say, I don't give a shit about the carton. I mean, I know this probably added like $4 to the price. It is a very nice carton though. It's, it is presented like a fancy Scotch bottle or a Scotch carton or whatever. I mean, it's very nice presentation. I don't need this bullshit because frankly, I'd rather pay less for the beer, but credit where credit's due. It is very nicely presented. It makes you feel it's a special beer. Let's see if it is. And I also have an Innocent Gun glass, so we're doing proper glassware. And we're opening it with a proper bottle opener, a steam whistle bottle opener, because it's Canada's premium Pilsner.
Shut up, hippie.
That's actually very appropriate.
All right.
Let's see.
Thank you.
It's gonna.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah, it's got a good look to it.
Actually,
So
does really look nice.
we'll see if it can back it up.
All right. We will find it. All right. Let's go to Lady Lee and Rob. How are you folks doing tonight?
Now we can't hear you. You're
Now we can't
muted
hear you
yourself.
again. Oh yeah.
We need an IT guy.
This time
You're
she's
good.
muting.
We were attempting to sort out the gazebo and the outside because we have a gathering coming on Friday. So it's Friday. Okay, so we're both kind of in a funny situation where he doesn't know. He just found out, but he didn't know who the brewery was for his beer because it was beer that we bought when we were in Toronto, and the can. Show him the can.
This is the quality beverage that I'm consuming this evening.
Thanks for visiting me, by the way.
Beautiful label. Oh wait, there's some marker on it.
Fireboy.
Oh,
That's his, and then mine is from the Wood Brothers Brewing Co., but I don't know the name of it. There's no name for this beer.
they don't tell you what it is or anything?
No, they tell me what's in it, but they don't tell me what it is. I'm
Well,
pretty
what's
sure.
in it?
I'm pretty sure it's their half baked series, and I'm pretty sure. What was the name? I saw the Go cans. I'm pretty sure it was called something close to Cosmic Punch or something like that. I know there's like a Death by Ice Cream one that I have in the fridge.
Do they have I'd ask you, do they have an Instagram or a Facebook? You could like quickly.
They do, but I bought this one last year. They don't have this one. Yeah.
Like that's a year old?
It's a year old.
This is October, so it's
Yeesh.
old.
Shelf board.
But it was one of those ones where it says drink fresh, so I'm like, maybe I should just drink it now. It's now rich.
I don't think you've done that, but yeah, I'm trying to look up their beers, but Wood Brothers Brewing Co., Nano Brewery in Glen Robinson, Ontario. Interesting.
And this bad boy, this Fire Boy, we know the brewery is Beach's Brewing Company,
Yeah.
but they have nothing on their website about their beers. They have about their food, but not about their beers.
So we both picked.
Honestly, most breweries these days, you're lucky if you get anything on their website about their beer. You have to go to their Instagram or their Facebook.
Yeah.
I was on their Facebook and the Glen Robinson one's really small. Like it's a really, really, really small brewery. Like there's maybe about 200 people in Glen Robinson. Like it's really not a big town. It's just
What'd you think what'd you think it was called?
Cosmic Punch, something like that.
All right, let's see.
I think it's in their half baked series though. Like I think.
So are there like both these breweries you got stuff from? They're like nano breweries, like super small. Yeah, they probably rotate beers all the time, right? Like they're making new stuff all the time. So it's probably one of those things where it's not even listed on the web. It's probably just you go to their place. This is what we have. There you go. It's like one of those restaurants that has like a new menu every night or whatever, you know.
So, assuming this is Lady Lee has the correct name, Cosmic Punch, it's a 7% hazy IPA.
Then it's not that one. This one's a 5%. Okay, I'll tell you what's in it. I'm just gonna go over what's in it. We're gonna do that because it's very interesting. There's cherry, mango, pomegranate ice cream. Oh, it's probably Death by Ice Cream series because I have a few of those. And marshmallows.
Sounds like a Dan diabetes beer.
Oh yeah,
where's Dan?
Why am I not drinking that one?
We're gonna drink it. You get to try it.
I don't know anything about this thing.
So according to Untapped, they have 2 Death by Ice Creams. One strawberry, blueberry, blackberry, pomegranate, strawberry, sucker punch ice cream with lemon. Mm-hmm. And the other one is blackberry, blueberry, cookies and cream ice cream, and pumpkin pie ice cream.
I also have that one. That one's also in my fridge.
Okay.
I'm drinking that one. So it's not Death by Ice Cream. I checked their half-baked series, maybe? I don't know.
Okay, let's see. Half-baked series, plum, blueberry, peach, and pomegranate. There's a peaches, mango, raspberry, and mango coconut ice cream. There's a cherry, peach, vanilla ice cream, sweet tarts. Blueberry, mango, cotton candy. Banana, raspberry, cotton candy, and strawberry ice cream. Blueberry, pina colada. Sweet cherry, strawberry, raspberry, vanilla, and peanut butter. Peach and mango punch. Smoothie, POG. Mango, peach, blood orange, and pineapple. Peach, passion fruit, and bubble gum. They have a lot of these. blueberries and peaches, pineapple, marshmallow, peeps, blood orange, mango, vanilla.
I did find it. It is their half-baked series. It's one of those half-baked series ones.
Okay,
I just
we
found
gotta
it,
find
yeah.
the right one.
How many of them are 5%?
All of them, pretty much.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, there's one that's like 5.5. The rest of them are all 5. Anyway, it's a I mean, all they are is that they literally list off the flavors. So yeah, it's literally going
So
untapped.
you just call it the half-baked whatever beer.
I just googled the ingredients and Wood Brothers, and I got it.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
It just says from the half-baked series. So yeah, this is from the half-baked series.
It smells
And then where's the Fireboy from?
Beaches
Beaches.
Brewing.
Beaches Brewing?
Yeah.
Told you, we just went totally mystery. Like, we
The
decided,
mystery van.
because last second we decided that we can make it. Well, I could make it. He had a meeting till 9, but it finished early. And we're like, well, whatever. We've got tons of beer in the fridge that we just kind of forgot about. So we just picked the 2. This is the one from our last trip. And then we have mine from like when I did my placement last year in October.
So assuming that this is the correct beer, which I think it is, it's Beaches Brewing Company Fireboy. Literally only one person in the world has ever untapped it before.
Really? That's hilarious.
It doesn't even have, actually, when I click on it, there's not even a review. Somebody literally just gave it a rating, but no review. So there you go. They think that's all the information.
Wow.
But is this a beer you got recently, or has it been sitting around for a while?
In June, yeah.
Okay, so it's probably a one-off that they just released or something, because, yeah, it's definitely not a well-known.
Mr. T.
That's not, I'm trying to think. Beaches Brewing Company, that's not the one that Chad went to that's in the middle, like literally on a beach community, is there?
It isn't.
It is. It's right by the beach in Toronto.
Oh, no. The one I'm thinking of is fucking like in, it's a different name of a brewery. It's like literally on a butt fuck. It's almost on an island. Not quite an island, but it's like a dick that sticks out at the bottom of Ontario. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Yeah, well, beaches will make sense because literally that's a section of Toronto called the Beaches. But I don't go to the east end of Toronto. Fuck that shit. But there's actually a lot of good breweries over there.
It's the one we invited you to.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
And you stood us up.
Yeah, no, because I didn't want to drive an hour to get to you.
Yeah, fuck you, Greg.
Fuck me, indeed. I probably stayed home and fucked somebody else. So there you go.
Whoa. All
Anyway,
right.
We can move on from us.
Okay. All right. Thank you, folks. The beers sound interesting. If we don't know what Lady Release exactly drinking.
Oh, she knows now. She looked it up.
Oh,
Yeah.
what was it again?
There's no real name to it. It's just a breakfast series beer that's like it's got a certain flavor combination of like.
Yeah, it just this week we released one with the following fruits in it. Next week we released the one with the next
Breakfast.
No, it's called Half Baked.
Oh, half baked. Yeah, there you go.
Half baked with what in it? What was in it, Lee? You're muted.
It exploded when she opened it.
My can exploded.
It
Cherry
happens around
mango.
here.
Yeah, cherry mango, pomegranate ice cream, and marshmallows.
There we go.
It smells fantastic. But it doesn't smell like beer.
Woo! Sorry.
That's that definitely the beer both sounds like a mouthful, and so is the name. That's
It's not a smoothie, is it? Because I mean, those are known to explode. It's supposed to be drank pretty fresh.
like that sounds. If it isn't a smoothie, that should have been drank last fall. Anyway,
You guys are like the worst alcoholics I've ever met.
Really worst alcoholic I've ever met. Okay, my turn. Okay, I'm doing a beer that's from New Brunswick. No shit. I'm doing a beer that's actually from Miramichi, New Brunswick. Haven't really talked about Miramichi much on the channel. This is from New Maritime. Some friggin' good mango double IPA. I think it's what? 9% ABV. Getting shit faced tonight. Yeah.
There you go. That's
So
some
this-
good seagulls.
And I'm not sure if I'm going to open both of them, but this is the base
you will.
beer for this one, which is some friggin' good double IPA. Also, I think 9%. This is a special release that has mangoes in it. So I'm going to look at this one.
So you absolutely need to do the side-by-side comparison.
Sure. Yeah.
God damn it. Hate you folks.
No, you don't.
And then you could just cuvee
You're
them,
right.
and this is like basically the same
I
beer,
think I can make a kubi.
just with half the
I don't have
mango.
any I don't have any chalet sauce.
Oh, well. On the bright side, Lady Lee won't leave.
Mm. All right. Anyway, speaking of Lady leaving, let's go right around the back. I don't mean she's actually going to leave, but let's circle back and get histories on these beers. Lee, I know you've got an extensive history with this one.
Oh yeah, Pilsner Urquell's been one of
Drink,
the.
drink, drink, drink,
I didn't have time.
drink.
This is so unprofessional.
Yeah, I'm professional, Lee.
Sorry. Poured. I thought I was muted.
Yeah, Pilsner Urquell's been one of those European sort of imports that we've been able to get for the longest time at the NSLC. So I can remember buying it even all the way back when I was first getting into new and interesting beers. And it seems like it's always kind of been in the NSLC. I can't remember a time when it's kind of not been available. All these other beers have sort of come and gone, and it's still kind of one we get all the time. It's still made by the original brewery, even though it's owned by Asahi at this point. But
Oh, really?
it's definitely a beer that I can say has not changed, even though it was owned by SAB Miller for a while, but then Asahi bought it, and but it's never changed. And I even have secondary confirmation here. Some of us know Daniel Harper, our mutual friend, used to be beer tuber. He actually
He's like
went
a friend of me.
Yeah, for Greg, he's more of a friend of me. But he went to Czechia. It used to be known as the Czech Republic, but it's actually like Czechia or something like that at this point. But he went there at one point and drank the beer right from the taps from the actual brewery there. And he says, the can version isn't that different. It's pretty much spot on, and its quality has maintained throughout the years that I've been drinking it. And since I've become more interested in Pilsners anyway in the last few years, I've gravitated back towards this a lot more. Getting out of the habit of I want the biggest, most impressive barrel-aged stout and all that bullshit, or the most dank West Coast IPA or whatever the fuck. I've kind of gotten out of that mindset, and I'm much more interested in just really well-made Pilsners, and this is the sort of standard bearer for that style. So, yeah.
You're a Pilsner.
Whoa, there's no need for that.
Sure.
I mean, is it really a bad thing?
Rude.
I make it sound like it's a bad thing. All right, thank you, Mr. Lee. Let's roll over to Greggy, who's drinking that innocent gun.
Sup, Nicholas.
Sup?
So I was actually looking, and yes, I do have actually old boxes / bottles of these. So I don't know if this was actually done in cherrywood. That's why I'm just trying to have a quick look. They don't seem to advertise
There was a
cherrywood
one years ago.
There was. I'm just starting with this one. So this is Canada Day 2012, which at the time I fucking loved this beer. And I like the presentation. It was pretty. I mean, I only got into craft beer in 2012, so this was very exciting for me to have a beer that came in a box. Oh, how exciting! And then I believe this is from the following year. This is the original Canadian cherrywood finish, which I remember liking it as well. It was 8.3%, so a little bit higher than this one, but not a lot. What was this one at? This one was 7.7%. So all these are a little bit higher than what they're giving you now. Yeah, I remember liking this one quite a bit as well. What I like about it, I don't know, because literally 13 years ago, so I don't know. Maybe I have something untapped on it. I'll look it up. I'll look it up later. So anyway, but I'm not sure if they've released cherrywood since then. If they have, I haven't tried it. This is the last time I tried their cherrywood. So that's why I'm kind of excited to try it, all these years later, 2013 to 2025, because, hey, it's... I mean, my beer tastes have changed very much since then. I don't know. I think then I don't even know if I liked stouts back then. So, what do I think of this one? I don't know. But anyway, that's my. I have had this beer in some form before, but it was the same beer as 13 years ago.
Probably not.
Very likely not. I mean, at the very least, I mean, this one's 7.1. This one's 8.3. So
I
at the
don't.
very least, they brewed
I,
it to a higher ABV.
I'm assuming back then they probably actually used like, I don't know, real barrels or something, or staves or something, instead of their oakinator or whatever process they use these days.
They do say it was aged for 49 days, but they don't actually give you bottled matured over Canadian black cherry wood. So that sounds like staves or something. That doesn't
Yeah.
sound like it's actually
Yeah.
a cherry wood barrel.
Whatever their oakinator process is, that bullshit shit they've been doing for like the last few years now. It's just like whatever. Even if they do that anymore, I don't even know if they do that anymore.
This one does not. This one does not give any kind of age statement, so you don't know how long it's been in there. It could have been there, an hour. It could have been there 2 weeks. Who knows?
Wow, they're really trying to imitate a Scotch company, aren't they?
Oh yeah, like I mean,
Not
this
even
is
putting an age statement on it anymore.
This is literally. Oh, well played, Mr.
Wow.
Ruffalo. Well played. No, you're 100% correct on that. The whole industry is moving away from age statements because we can sell you more whiskey if we can sell it to you after 3 years.
Yeah, we don't.
We
don't have to sit on it for 12 years. We
put like a drop of like 20-year-old age Scotch in, and then we say it's multi-generational product.
Yeah.
Jesus fuck.
And then we bump up the price $100.
Well, yeah, that's basically the thing. Yeah, they don't give you much of anything on this thing. So, yeah, how long it was in there? I don't know. I'm assuming they use their oakinator process. They still don't have their own brewery, right? I think they're still like a nomadic brewery where they just go to whoever they can get the cheapest rates from or whoever. So
yeah, probably.
I mean, probably doesn't help them that much.
It was cute when they first started out, but now they just sound like a bunch of fucking transient bums that squat in breweries and make their dirty shit water and then leave after a while.
Wow, that went places.
Just like they do from brewery to brewery.
Really, really.
Wow. Somehow Nick became the worst war criminal here.
Yep.
The fuck? All right. So, speaking of war criminals, let's go over to. No, I'm kidding.
No, you're not. I want to know that. I want to know about that.
We're not saying anything about Lee's Italian roots.
That's a very shiny pillow you got there. Look at that. It's all orange. Looks like an LCD screen in the back.
I managed to pour the beer. It was quite the ordeal.
You did?
Wow.
I managed to pour the beer. It was quite the ordeal. The can exploded.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's really on you for leaving it so long in your fridge.
Yeah, I still have another one that I have to open. So.
Yeah, I want to do that over a wide milk glass of some sort.
Yeah.
Just over the sink.
That too, yeah. It looks like you saved quite a bit of. Yeah, it looks like you saved quite a bit of your beer anyway. So.
Yeah, I got most of it.
Okay, so history with beer. Pretty much know it. This is the third review I've done on it now. So it's a brewery that's close. That's actually where my elementary school was. Where my elementary school doesn't exist. It's just a small farm town, right between Ottawa and Montreal. Like it's really, really small. It's really close to Alexandria, and Alexandria is like the big town of all of them. And Alexandria has like 3,300 people. So really, really, really small town.
Near Van Cleek Hill, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Armpire is close to Van Cleek Hill, even though Glen Roberts is like a town over.
Okay, yeah.
It's like a 5-minute drive to Van Cleek Hill.
Armpire is closer to everything. That's just simple.
Armpire is closer to everything. It's just how it is.
Isn't it the armpit of Ontario?
Maybe.
I think that's Hamilton.
I thought that Hamilton was the crotch.
No, Brampton's the asshole of Ontario.
Okay, yeah, but the dick is Hamilton because it's like right on the other side of the horseshoe.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Toronto the vagina?
Toronto's the taint. No wonder Greg's there all the time.
Well, I'm just off the taint. I can't commit to being right in the taint
You're off
area.
the taint.
Oh, you've got your beer review channel name.
Off the taint.
Off the taint. Well, what was it we were discussing the Maritimes? Is it Nova Scotia's the dick of Ontario and New Brunswick's the sack or something like that, or
Something
Probably.
like that. Yeah.
Someone commented. It's Charlie.
No,
Like,
Scotia looks like
it's a very oh, okay. It's just one of those like beady, like has like those like what are not beads, fucking like little things.
they're the most uncomfortable pillows.
Oh, they are not.
Yes,
I hate them.
yes. My wife bought a few of those. They are very uncomfortable, but they look cool.
They feel cool when you do this. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, back to the beers. That's it for my history. Now he can do his history with.
In early June, we went to the beach and we stopped at this brewery, and I have had
And
this
stuff in Mississauga.
on the on the beach. That is my history. It is wonderful. It was a great place. They were doing drag bingo when we were there.
And we met the owner as well
Met the owner.
because he's friends with our friends. So
We knew the queen because she's from North Bay.
Yeah.
It was great.
it was a really great experience.
Little great community place.
Was it
Yeah.
that Queen of Canada?
No, that's
No.
Tony.
No, I don't think they'd be meeting the Queen of Canada, Nick.
No, that's she's a nutcase who I don't know where the fuck she lives now. She's in some small community now that she's she basically just grifts a bunch of people into paying for her tour bus and all that.
Yeah. Like, I've seen it drive by before, and I'm thinking,
But,
like, holy crap.
but they're talking about a very different kind of queen.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we were thinking drag queen.
Yeah, no, this is actually
Yeah, I was glad with drag queens.
this is the lady Nick's talking about is a legit cult leader.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, is this the person from Alberta?
Probably. I'm just saying because most crazy people come from Alberta.
Yeah, it sounds like the kind of place that nutbag would come
Yeah.
from.
I think she filled the convoy void.
Well, I think she was like not directly, but sort of kind of part of the convoy or something. Like, and like she tricks people saying she's an alien and she's been sent to save everyone and give me money. So she basically lives off donations, and I think she lives in a small town now where they basically taken over the small town.
Yeah,
Mm.
great.
Wow.
Well, that's gonna be a lot of dead people.
Yeah,
They're gonna drink the
it's like
Kool-Aid.
the next MTV live reality show.
The next time next time a major comet goes by, they're gonna drink the Kool-Aid.
what was
Because
it? Oh, I was gonna say Jim, whatever. But what was the other one?
Yeah, Romana Didulo is her actual name.
It's the next Roshnish, except the Roshnish seemed a lot cooler than the rest because that was like a self-sustaining community cult versus these are like, give me all your money so I can just make you all poor.
So I can grift.
I actually think this lady, much like your sister, may actually be a native.
Holy shit.
One of these days, my sister's going to watch the show. She's going to be like, this is the only way I can see my sister. And it's shitting on her.
I invite her to come on, bring a beer, and we will have just a wonderful time.
No, thank you. I won't be on.
All right, so it'll just be me, Nick, Lee, Rob, and your sister.
Yeah, go for it.
You're assuming she's invited.
You have permission to
Anyway.
do that if you do. I'm just saying, if she's on, I'm not.
Nick, you can't deny native access to your show.
We'd watch your OnlyFans.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, so
Wow.
that's lady. I'm assuming that's Lady Lisa. What do we get for Rob's history on the beer? Yeah, I suppose it's not long.
He already did his history.
Yeah,
It
you were
was
saying
just
it.
great. You were just thinking about Lady Lee's sister being naked and you got horny.
Our home in native land.
You got the
All right. Okay, so
Native
myself on here, I can talk about. Speaking of my home and native land, I'm going to talk about New Brunswick for a second. What's my history with New Maritime, the brewery? I went there once in 2021 with Scott. I heard of it this before. Like when I first started my job at a certain company in 2020, my boss I think his cousin or something was involved in running this brewery when it first opened, and they had some delays during COVID, but they eventually opened up and they built a brewery out of a garage in Miramichi, New Brunswick. aren't really a whole lot of breweries up in that part of the province, so it was kind of cool at the time. My first experiences with the beer when they showed up in indie liquor shows was kind of meh. But since then they've made some products that have been pretty decent. This one included. Some friggin' good actually is some friggin' good. With Scott is in the chat. Me and Scott, the time that we took a trip up to Charlotte, New Brunswick, which is Scott's hometown, we stopped at New Maritime, the brewery, and picked up some stuff to go, which we reviewed in a cabin up in Charlotte, New Brunswick, which was pretty fun. If you want to take a look, those reviews are on my YouTube channel. I might even have a review of this. I'm not sure. Of the base beer, so you really want to know. Although, if you can't tell, I have cracked open this one, the Some Friggin' Good. But tonight I'm talking about the mango version. The mango version is new and just came out in May. At least I think it was May. It's either April or May. I could verify it on Untapped, but I don't care. So, have I had this before? Yes, I bought a couple of cans of this back in May. But the second one just sort of sat around thinking, hey, when we do a show in Swill, this might come in handy. So there we go, 3-month-old double IPA, drinking it now. Actually, what is the canning date on this thing? It says... I think I just wiped the ink off trying to get the condensation off of that thing. I'm pretty sure that can was made in was canned in either April or May. So, okay. All right, so let's get down to the comments we have. And actually, let's put Leon and he can read the comments.
Okay, so we got Dan coming in with a complaint right away, typical of him, saying, "Oh, sure. Now you say you'll be BA 101 the innocent gun." So,
well, I mean, to be fair, Dan, I bought it, and if they do it, I got to spend another $12 to buy another one. So, fuck you, Dan. Your problem.
Yeah, fuck you, Dan.
It literally just showed up here this week. I saw it on the indie liquor site last week, but there was no stock, so I knew it was coming in.
It's a fucking shelf turd. I'm sure if Alberta had it, you can still get one.
Oh, a 500 ml bottle it's going to fancy thing, but if they've got like 40 of those on the shelf at $15 a pop, it's going to sit there the whole winter.
Yeah.
And we got baby-faced Brandon Morrison.
Brandon.
Saying the cherry sounds good. I bet he said that the first time he was about to have sex as well. He said,
"Wow,
sounds good.
The cherry feels good."
It's a little weird when you start listening to the vagina, but anyways, whatever works.
Well, that's what happens when you worship it, I guess.
Wow. And we got Scott Myers in the chat saying the fuzz has entered the chat.
But why not? Is he not entered the anal? Scott, there's lots of room for you in the anal.
Yes, isn't Scott supposed to show up tonight?
But he goes on to say the armpit of New Brunswick is St. John. We smell that bet.
Wow.
Then we got Radar in the chat saying, and Alberta is the deep south of Canada.
I don't think anyone would argue that.
Yep. Dan goes on to say Tamara is part of the convoy and Queen of Canada is a complete nutter. Yep, true. She even called herself Queen of the World at one point.
Tamara. No, Dan's thinking of somebody else. Tamara Litch or whatever her name was. She was one of the convoy organizers. The Romana Didulo is the Queen of Canada.
I think he's saying that. I think he's saying that we were mistaking the one of the main female figures.
Oh, I see.
Tamara wasn't it like Tamara and some guy or something?
I wasn't comparing. It was they don't look alike. Tamara looks like a horse that got kicked in the face.
Yeah, the horse didn't finish. The horse didn't finish the job, unfortunately.
But she's white as all fuck. I think Didulo. I think she's a native or an Inuit.
She's a Filipino.
Is she really?
Okay. Yeah, she's from the Philippines, or she's at least Filipino heritage anyway. But Radar says, isn't she in Saskatchewan now? He says she's from Philippines.
That's a great way to spell it too.
But Dan
Philippines.
says, yeah, she's in Saskabush.
Saskabush.
Sure. What's next week's beer? Beer for days.
We'll get
Asks.
to that in a little bit.
Yeah. Scott says, I'm drinking Taggart from Big Spruce Brewery. Okay, that's not a bad
Why,
beer.
okay, my question is, Scott, why are you not... Scott's, shut up, late. Pop into the Discord or the StreamYard if you want to come in.
Yeah, from
You
Cape
are
Red.
allowed to join with Tag Your It.
You should know that Nick is a kind god.
No, we're a kind god, and you can jump in late.
Yeah,
Dan
you can
always
jump in
does it.
late. So yeah, that's basically
We're
basically
tolerant.
it.
But I've had Tag Your It. That's a pretty tasty IPA.
Mm.
And Saskatchewan. What the fuck? Fuck Radar.
Well, if you want to fuck Radar, be my guest.
No, thank you.
I wish
good.
somebody would fuck him. Poor guy.
I mean, somebody's going to take a pity fuck on him at some point.
Let's just hire a Quispamsis hooker. They're reasonably priced.
I don't even know a Quispamsis hooker other than Scott.
Well,
why
then,
don't we buy him some?
Buy him Scott.
No,
There he is. Can buy him Scott.
Yeah.
Speaking of Quispamsis hookers,
So like local Scots are ready to meet you.
is this the first time we've seen
Are you
live?
tired of jerking off alone?
I don't think we've seen Quispamsis Scott live online yet, have we?
Yeah, he was on last week just for a little bit, and then his computer crashed because of the cat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
The
yeah,
cat throwing incident.
he slammed the cat into the shelf out of anger.
That was hilarious.
I didn't slam the cat at the shelf. I threw the cat out the door.
The
Yeah.
door was closed.
In one swing, just went whoosh. He just threw the cat out.
Yeah. Like,
Oh,
Wow.
the cat.
I guess the cat came back.
the very next week.
The cat just couldn't stay away.
Thought he was a goner, and the cat came back. It
You
just
know,
couldn't stay away.
There are times where I've accused both Dan and Nick of being terrible IT professionals, yet Scott is somehow much worse than both of them.
True.
Scott's got his own little home office set up now.
I'm not out of the walk-in closet. I'm actually
Nice.
in an office.
There you go.
Looks very nice.
Yeah, it looks
You got
professional.
enough room to sit in it.
So this is my personal computer. My work computer's over here. The work computer gets a picture of the painting, but my
Smart.
personal computer gets only most of the painting and then all of my shelving units.
Well, the personal computer is mainly just you on camera jerking off to whatever porn you're looking at. So that's basically just a close up of Scott coming.
It's a close-up cam.
So Nicholas, you should get Scott to introduce his beer and get his history.
Yes,
and we can go back
that
to the
is
go around
true.
of our opinions.
Thank you for
Alrighty,
being professional,
Let's
Mr.
bring the fuzz up on screen so he can tell us one. How are you doing tonight?
Doing okay. A little tired. And then I went out, got a beer, and I'm like, And then I showed up late, and I'm like, shit, whatever. Just watch. It didn't.
Just come on in. My goodness. Same with you,
Which
Brandon.
part?
And Dan. Just get on
Same
in
with
here.
Brandon.
Come on.
Yeah, Brandon, if you want in, just let me know. I'll send you a link.
Present it to the class.
Okay. So,
That could be taken in many different ways.
That's what the class ends up saying to Miss Hardy.
this is Tag Your It,
Okay.
right? And it's a turtle on the bay.
Oh.
It's
Feeling very
it's from a brewery I've never heard of, Big Spruce.
Yep.
It's out of Cape Breton, Nova Scotia.
Yep.
It is a hazy IPA at 6.5 alcohol per volume.
You put your thumb away, good sir.
Yeah, like I remember last year at
Wow.
the Big Axe Beer Festival, there was a
shaming.
huge downpour, and I hid underneath the Big Spruce tent for like half an hour just drinking their beers.
I'm sure that must have been awful for you, Nick. You
Oh, it was terrible.
You must be so traumatized.
I was so traumatized by having to drink their awesome beers.
Well,
I thought Tag Your It had a shark on the label at one point, didn't it?
There was a version of it, I think, that had that. Yeah. Pretty sure.
last year.
It's a new label.
Yeah.
It's an organic beer, apparently.
Ooh.
All their stuff's organic.
So what's your? So I take your history
Yeah,
is zilch, considering you've never heard of the brewery.
Never heard of it before.
You've never heard of Big Spruce? They've been around for a while
Been
now.
around for-
But I mean they are almost primarily just kind of like Cape Breton, and then like their product. I guess you can get stuff in New Brunswick, right, Nick? For them.
That's where I got mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Occasionally we can get their stuff. Not always. It's
Yeah.
just
I think
whenever.
they're mostly distributed in Nova Scotia.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of awesome Nova Scotia breweries that just don't make it up here, which I kind of wish they did, considering there's a void from all the U.S. beers. That might change soon because I guess the government is kind of they're reaching agreements where more cross-border like liquor sharing is going on. Like apparently, they're dropping the regulation that you can ship beers across provincial lines. Like now. Coming soon, I'll be able to buy like mail order beers from like Ontario and
Mail order.
Whoa.
yeah, like I want double Tempest when it comes out now.
With the total shelf turn, you can still get 2024 Double Tempest. Last I checked, you can still get it from Amsterdam because it's a fucking shelf turd.
Yeah, but it's a tasty shelf turd that's overpriced.
Don't worry, Nick. We're gonna send you all the mail order stuff you can handle.
Yeah, you get some of those beers over to your province here, Nicholas, and then you can get them a nice green card after a while.
And Nick, the hard part is trying to learn the language. You got to learn the language.
I have to learn the local language, like that Chiac language you have to speak in New Brunswick, like that hybrid of French and English.
Okay.
Wow.
You got to learn the local language of the beer that you're
Oh,
importing.
Oh, okay, like so Cape Breton. You got to
Right.
say it with an accent by
You gotta speak Fringlish.
Franglais.
Franglish.
Franglish.
Speak Chiac.
Franglais, yeah.
I mean, that's basically the only language he speaks.
That's
Yeah, that's
basically
Guy.
he basically speaks Chiac.
He started it probably.
Pretty good.
All right, Brandon's saying, sorry I've been on and off here tonight. I have been cleaning up some stuff around my house. Oh, yeah, sorry, you got your daughter tonight. So got her something to eat and have been out. Nice. But I should be here now. Was watching tonight.
Brandon being
good, buddy.
responsible for another human being just
Yeah,
terrifies me.
and cleaning your house. What the fuck is that shit?
Yeah, you ever seen
Well,
me clean
he's-
his house? I don't think so.
Well, yeah, I mean, Brandon's stuck with this kid tonight, so he has to be
Stuck
responsible.
with his
Not
kid.
stuck with his kid. Come on now, Nick. He has the
I mean, like, let's be honest. Let's be honest. She's stuck with him.
Brandon has the privilege of
You get a point.
spending
She
time.
wants to go out and hang with her friends, and she has to hang out with Brandon, who she could probably beat up at this point.
She is taller than Brandon.
Daddy Scott has spoken.
Daddy.
Daughter is 13 now. She just turned 13. So,
He's both a daddy and a father.
How can Brandon have his daughter just turn a teenager when he himself is just past 25?
exactly.
Brandon fucked at a really young age.
Brandon, I think Brandon's what, 34? 34, 35?
I think it was like 21.
No.
He has a very baby face. Then
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah. He's still
You're the cutest
considerably
little
younger
baby.
than me.
I mean, he's basically just Nick with a.
Yeah, right, already conceived at 12.
Wow.
It's the preteen pregnancies.
Well, now this
Jesus
ain't
fuck.
some evidence. So yeah, there we go.
Fuck. I was 21 and she was born. There you go. So he's 30, 34-ish.
Good math.
Brandon doesn't believe in
Because
condoms.
Happiness is not quality here.
Basic math, but yeah, good.
It still looks like
We've seen
you, Brandon.
We saw you at the steakhouse like a week ago. We know what you look like.
I think
Nick
it was
fed
over,
you all the good
over a week ago. Gave you the big 8 ounces.
We saw you with the bib and the plastic fork knife, so you couldn't cut yourself.
He had a plastic knife, and Tanner was cutting it for him, so he didn't hurt himself.
Oh, I figured I figured Brandon would bring his daughter along to cut his meat for him.
And he got the placemat with all the coloring games on it and stuff he can move in between.
Yeah, he had the placemat, and then he gave him a box of crayons so he can draw all over it.
Yep, he
I have
had
a question. Sorry.
Yes.
Did Scott give us history, or did I just forget that he gave us history?
My history was nothing.
His history was nil.
So you forgot nothing.
Perfect.
Nothing.
Because I was listening and I
Nothing
just
at all.
realized that my brain just didn't register.
Get nothing. Market 0. Over the line, Smokey.
You're entering a world of pain, Smokey.
It's just a game,
We should do
Smokey.
our reviews soon because we're running out of beer.
That's the problem with these chats. We're having too much fun. It's like, yeah, I'm down to this much beer left. So
No, like, there's
Yeah.
like nothing
Yeah.
left in this.
Should review my beer now before I finish mine as well.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's keep rolling here. Let's put Mr. Leon here. I mean, it's not that we already know that
Leon?
Pilsner Kel is an awesome
Yeah.
fucking beer,
Yeah.
but let's hear from the mouth of the man, the mystery, the legend himself.
This is backcountry.
Okay. So Pilsner Urquell, it's such a just incredibly simplistic but perfectly made beer. It's got a little bit of a caramel toffee-ish malt. It's very light and grassy. The hops are it basically just uses Saaz hops and uses them to perfection. Gets all the flavor and herbaceous kind of bitterness out of them that you can kind of get.
Herbaceous.
Herbaceous, yeah. It's a very herbal kind of spicy hop, and
Herbaceous.
and then no, that'd be herb. That would be a herb. That would be a herb charlic. It would wear a lot of tweed business suits.
wow.
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 But yeah, no, it's got a nice light mouth feel. It drinks really well. It's got a decent little teeny bit of carbonation in it, and it's a perfect epitome of the style. Every other Pilsner is basically descended from this in some way, shape, or form, and I don't think there's too many that really do it better. I mean, style-wise, it is a 10 out of 10. There's just no real way to do the style better than this. It set all the standards, and to this day it maintains them. Is it the best Pilsner I've ever had?
No, it's not Steam Wrestle.
Shut. You are a fucking. You just. I just want you to
shut up, bitch.
Oh, snap.
I don't have my dunce cap.
Oh,
you can just pretend I'm wearing it and hiding my head in shame.
Listen, Greg.
Don't ever speak to me again.
I love it.
Yeah, but
Holy ground, Highlander.
My own personal preference for this, I almost want to. I pretty much just going to give it 10. But I mean, there are other Pilsners that I like slightly better than this, but it's all A+1, it's splitting hairs kind of thing. But there's variations on this style that I like a little bit better. Like I like German Pilsners probably as a style better. But this is pretty much a perfect beer. Double 10s for me. I love it.
There we go.
Nice. All right, let's roll on over to Greg, who's going to tell us about how that innocent gun is drinking. I'm actually kind of curious.
So, how's it drinking? Pretty well overall. I'm certainly not gonna ejaculate on it like Mr. Russell did on his beer, but it's pretty good. Basically it's a red ale. It's got some chocolatiness to it, which I'm not the biggest fan of. It drinks like a very heavy beer. Like it's got a medium to, I don't know if I'd say a thick body, but it's got definitely a medium plus body on a beer. I prefer a red ale with some hops to it. This has 0 hops to it. So if you like me, like an American red ale, this isn't quite going to do that. But it's not overly sweet either. So it's kind of in that middle thing where it's a pretty solid beer. Let's talk about the price for a second. I don't know if you guys remember, at least in Ontario, I can only speak for Ontario. Innocent Gun used to be stupidly expensive back in the day. Like back when a typical 6-pack cost $12. So this is going back to around 2012, 2013. Innocent Gun used to cost $18 at the LCBO. And then suddenly Innocent Gun, they started doing their, kind of cutting corners thing. But lo and behold, their prices actually went down. Like they actually passed on the savings to the consumer, which I give credit for Innocent Gun doing that. And even nowadays, I mean, they're special edition releases. I think they have a tequila cask now in the thing. I don't know if it's special edition or what it is. They're fairly reasonably priced. They're, I don't know off the top of my head, but they're $4.50 or something for a 500 milliliter bottle. It's nothing crazy for something that's barrel aged.
$3.50 for 473.
$3.50. I mean, I think that's $3.50. So I think that's
$3.50.
Goddamn Loch monster.
I actually do think that's fairly reasonable for what it is. At least if you want to try it, it's like that's pretty. I mean, in a world where some lagers cost over $4 a can now, I actually think their prices are thing. What I'm kind of getting with this is I'm kind of thinking, $12 for this 500 milliliter, is actually not that bad. Now, I would actually say get rid of this fucking thing. It's a fucking beautiful tin, but what am I gonna do with it? I'm gonna throw it out anyway. So, get rid of the tin and charge $6 for this beer, or $7 even. I would say it's a lot more reasonable. But I think if Collective Arts came out with this exact same thing, exact same ABV beer, whatever effort got put into it, plus this fancy packaging, Collective Arts would charge $25 for this easy. So, I mean, I still think Innocent Gun, for what it is and for what's expected nowadays, they're still not too bad. I mean, I'm not going to cry about if I have to spend another $12 on this. But going back to the beer, is it an amazing beer? Not really. It's a very good, competent red ale. Whatever gives it the chocolatiness to it, I could do without. If you're somebody who kind of likes it's probably my brain being tricked because of the name of it, but if you like a slight cherryness with some chocolate, you might like this beer. I'm not saying it's a Black Forest cake or anything like that, but it kind of gives you some of those vibes. But overall, it's good. I can't really complain about it. I probably would not buy another one unless we do a proper anal on it. So, I mean, what style are we looking at? Like a barrel-aged red ale? I don't even know. It's not even barrel-aged, technically. So, I don't even know.
Cherrywood red ale.
Cherrywood red ale. Yeah, unless I go back to this one I had 13 years ago, I don't really have a reference for that. So I'm just going to give it basically as a red ale, because I don't even know if I've had another barrel-aged, or I'm sure I've had barrel-aged red ales of some sort, but I can't remember. So as a red ale, it's solid. It's not the best I've had by any means, especially since I do prefer them with more hops, but it's also not the worst because a lot of red ales are just grotesquely sweet, which I don't care for. So I'm going 7.5. I'm going to go 7.5 both for style and personal preference. It's good. It's good. It's not in the realm of great by any means, but probably not worth $12 to me. But considering the presentation, again, I actually don't think they're charging as much as they could charge for this if they wanted to. That being said, this is an absolute shelf turd. Like, I think I may be the first one to buy this beer, and it's been on the shelf for like 3 months, so it's not selling very well. Unless they just keep getting more of it, but I doubt that. So, I mean, it's an absolute shelf turd. But yeah, it's 7.5. I would say, again, try it if you want. If you don't want, then you're not really missing anything. But it is a pretty solid red ale. So I wouldn't be upset if I had to drink this again.
Sounds at least half interesting. And just to follow up on that, like, what was the ABV of that?
That's a 7.1%. So
7.1.
nothing outrageous. Basically, basically that of a bone shaker.
Yeah, like I'll share my screen here. Where's the window? Where's the window?
In the town.
Where I was born. Lived a man, sail the sea. All right, so yeah, this is the 2013 release. Remember, this is the 2013 Canadian release. 8.3% ABV, English strong ale, Innocent Gun had a cherry wood finished beer. It must be a different recipe, but
Probably.
yeah, I remember they came in with a cherry wood finish before, and I probably reviewed that, and I think I remember thinking cherry on it. And it's probably just the name, but
They
yeah,
never got better than their two first editions of the dark rum finish that they made.
my favorite at the time was the Irish whiskey cast. It was like blew my mind. But I feel like it was around that 2012, 2013 is where Innocent Gun peaked.
No, they honestly they peaked at those rum finish ones.
Do you know when those rum finishes came out, more or less?
Rum cask ones, I think, came out like the first year they were around.
The Innocent Gun. I've been looking at it.
Cheers, Greg. How you doing, man? Let us know in the comments.
I checked my Untapped on the original Cherrywood. I did not give a rating to it, and it was also the infamous night of 500 beers. So we don't actually. I untapped like 500 beers in a night, and I think they actually asked me if I'm okay. And Untapped always assumes you're drinking the beer as you're untapping it. So I literally just went through a list. I think a word list I had of just literally every beer I had, and I was untapping them all. And they're like, "Oh, you're a extreme alcoholic. You're drinking 500 beers in one night." It's like, hospital, please.
I was just looking at the ones that Innocent Gun have. So they have the Irish whiskey cask, the Lefroy, there we go, cask, which is now clearance and gone. The Caribbean rum cask.
Nick, what is this?
And the tequila cask.
You?
That's young me and young Scott.
Wow.
With the Sith and Heist Almighty. When this is like the origins of my BeerTube channel. Review number 577 back in 2013.
Wow.
We did this for Canada Day.
So
yeah, that's when we did we did the original cherrywood finish.
And you got a toilet seat on.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they love their toilet seats.
You're so funny.
All right, so thank you, Greg. Let's move over to Lee and Rob. Even if Rob is insulting the team.
So,
I don't know that it's an insult.
This beer was canned on October 17th, 2024. So if you go October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, we're at month 7, July. We're month 8 of this beer being in a can. And it says to drink fresh. So in that consideration, actually, without that consideration, if someone gave me this beer, it's still fucking delicious. Like, there's a lot of fruit flavor behind it. I'm really curious as to what it would have been tasted like as a fresh can, because I can really taste the fruits in it. Like, the only thing I don't really get, I think it's a very dominant pomegranate flavor. And again, I think just some of the flavors faded over time too. But I really don't get marshmallow. Like, I don't see the purpose of it. I don't know why it's in there. But everything else, like the cherry, the mango, the pomegranate, like, it's very fruity, but it's definitely dominated by pomegranate flavor, but still fucking delicious. Like, this like tastes like I'm drinking a mixed berry dominant pomegranate juice. Like, it's just so fucking delicious. It goes down like juice. Like, I know there's alcohol in this. I had another smoothie beer from them. And it had this bit of like alcohol taste to it. This one has none. Like, I don't know where they're putting the alcohol. It tastes so fucking good. Like, it is. Yeah, I'm impressed. The fact that this is 8 months old and that could taste better, like fresher, my mind's a little bit blown because it is really, really, really fucking tasty. So I can tell it's been in a can for a while because it's getting a little bit of that canny taste. but it's really not affecting me that much. Like it's not nearly as bad as that one beer that I had. So style wise, there's a lot of fruits on this can that I shouldn't say that not tasting, but I really don't taste the mango. I do taste cherry. I do taste pomegranate. I don't really get marshmallow. I don't know why they would put marshmallow in the first place, but anyways, I don't get it. So I'm gonna go a little less. I'm gonna go 9. Let's go 9.5 because it is really good. It's missing some of those flavors, and again 9.5 for personal preference because it does have some qualities about it that I can tell. Like now, if I read the can, I know it's not the freshest, but like just some that I'm like, this is missing or this doesn't taste as great. But overall, it's fucking delicious. Like it tastes absolutely amazing.
Did you say the ABV?
5%. 5%, yeah. If I didn't know this can was like 8 years old, like
8 months.
8 years old. Jesus.
Wow.
8 months. If I didn't know this can was 8 months old, like I think I would have less of a bias, but and the fact the can exploded, so knowing that it kind of went off too, but it still tastes fucking delicious. It's doing something right. Like they're doing something right. These beers are really expensive though. They do use fresh ingredients, and it is a smaller brewery. I think this can was like $8 or something. So it is like a more expensive thing for sure. But all their batches, like they do small batches, they don't really have regular beers. And again, like this town has maybe like 200, maybe 300 people. Like it's a really, really tiny town. So yeah, but it's delicious. They get a lot more. I already said it. 9.5, 9.5.
Okay.
It's a lot more like they get a lot of people coming in and doing drinking at the brewery versus like takeaway, I think, because they don't have a lot of takeaway cans, and all their cans are like limited details. There's no funky labels. This is bare bones. All of the cans are like
yeah, they just slap a sticker on it.
Yeah, it has the ingredients and the date that it's canned on, which I think is fucking awesome because that sometimes searching for that fucking date is impossible. I'd much rather just see this. But this is it. Every single can looks like this. I think one can has an actual label, but the rest are just bare bones.
Yep, that cuts down the cost. You don't want to get printed labels and stuff on your cans. It's just really good.
Yeah, but really good shit. They make really good beer. Every time I buy one of their beers, I'm really impressed. So.
Right. Over to my creatively designed can.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fabulous. I'm growing to like this branding.
I heard they got one of those artists to get for collective arts cans.
Yeah.
Some dude in Instagram in Europe.
Yeah.
Delicious Sharpie.
Yeah, delicious Sharpie. It's
minimalist.
Yeah, very minimalist. It's giving me like high school throwbacks. It's reminding me like Ricker's Red.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So the can labels giving you high school throwbacks too.
Yeah. the taste of this beverage and
high school throwbacks.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of a Ricker's Red. Tasty, got the same kind of lager-ish aftertaste. I'm enjoying it quite a bit, but I think like style-wise, since the only thing I can compare it to is a Ricker's Red, I'm gonna give it higher than a Ricker's Red, so I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
Yeah.
And then for personal preference, I think this would be much better enjoyed outside in the sun, and so I'm not really vibing with it at the moment. So I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Ooh, 7.5.
But I would definitely get this again and definitely enjoy it on a nice warm day outside.
On a patio.
On a patio.
On a patio. We had it on the patio.
In the west end of Toronto.
Yeah, we invited you.
Yeah.
Western boys and Western girls. Western.
Now, you said something that was interesting. You said lagerish.
Yeah.
But that sounds like a new type of beer.
You triggered lager over here.
Kind of reminds me a bit of like a Molson X.
I mean, a Ricker's Red is pretty lagerish, even though it's supposed to be an ale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know the difference between either. I'm still learning.
All right. Let's keep rolling. Let's go over to Scott.
Keep rolling.
So this
Keep rolling.
this can has a whole 3 paragraphs that I could read to you if I were Nick. I'm not Nick, so I'm not going to read you the 3
You're not Nick?
paragraphs
Fuck you,
that
Scott.
are on the back of this can.
Wow, so much anger.
You know?
You're mocking a neurodivergent right now. Go for yourself.
Repressed rage.
You marking a disability?
Listen, Scott can't help it if he's fucking illiterate, all right? Jesus. He has a disability too.
I
I'm not
prefer the
illiterate.
normal
I'm
normals.
Yeah,
dyslexic.
he
Come
only
on
gets
now.
more money than I do because of that university degree.
Yeah, it's
Now,
almost like you worked for it for many years to earn it, and yeah, it's a shame he's rewarded for that.
Fuck
Yeah.
you, Greg.
Lee, I'm not illiterate. I'm dyslexic. There's a difference.
Now leave-
Tomato.
Like Stixic?
Yes. I mean,
I'm neuronormal, but I'm also a narcissist, so please feel sorry for me.
What's
It's
that
like
called?
it's just like on Sunday when we were sitting there having a beer and that guy was giving me the evil looks when I called it Lex Dixic. Something like that. Or
I
like
think he
the
was
guy
just giving us evil looks the whole time.
Yeah, that guy was weird.
It's even worse when Nick just whipped his dick out and helicoptered at him.
And I started helicoptering it at fucking Sussex Ale Works.
So anyway, back to the beer. It's it's a hazy IPA, but you don't. It's definitely an East Coast IPA. You don't get any of that pine that the West Coast likes to put in it. You don't really taste the 6.5 alcohol per volume in it, so it goes down pretty smooth. It gets a head to it pretty good when you pour it. It keeps the head and keeps the lacing on the beer. I'm not an IPA guy, but I'll pick something up. One of these. It has toast. It has notes of a little bit of citrus, coriander maybe. I don't know. Not coriander's not the right one. Anyway, it has a little bit of citrus. It is definitely hazy. I don't know. It's a good tasting beer. It's not that bad, and I don't understand why they named it "Tag You're It." I really don't. It's just something they pulled out of their ass and
Probably in
stuck
one
on
of
the
those
can.
paragraphs you don't want to read.
Oh shit!
It's not
Yeah.
wrong.
Where's the thumb shot on that?
You and your
Tag
university
You're It is
education.
a conservative conservation partnership jumped up by Big Spruce Brewing and Ocean Trekking Network. United by a mutual love for healthy oceans and homegrown beer, they're serving up an intensely tropical and generously hoppy IPA with a new mascot, an endangered leatherback turtle. Did you know that the leatherback turtles are long-distance swimmers? Hatched in tropical regions, they
I did
migrate
know that.
thousands of kilometers to feed on jellyfish in the Atlantic Canada Ocean. But there are risks associated with such a challenging journey, including fishing, gear entanglement, ship strikes, and ingestion of ocean plastics. Since 2017, this collaboration has raised more than $140,000 to support the protection of marine ecosystems and the diverse species that call them home. And that is something we can all drink to. Fuck you, Lee.
Right.
So it's right there in the can.
Yeah, no, I imagine they mentioned that they did do that. But
I'm sitting
obviously,
here minding my own business.
alluding to the fact that they're probably tracking individual turtles, tagging them.
Hey, turtles. We love turtles. They're great.
The last edition of it had a shark on it. I assume they were tagging sharks and tracking those as well. Great white sharks.
Probably.
Good. Sharks are also awesome.
So, my scores for style, I'm going to give it an 8. For personal preference, I'm going to give it a 9.
Ooh.
It's one of the better IPAs that I have drank recently.
Wow, and
Quite refreshing.
And I know how you are with IPAs.
Paisan.
Yes.
Scott traditionally takes IPAs and rates them like 5 as a starting point, and then goes up from there, or if he likes them, or goes down from there if he hates them, because they're
I think, I
poison.
think I think everyone does that, Nick. Everyone's willing to
Well,
give something a bare pass, and then they see whether it goes below or above that.
No,
yeah,
I mean,
but
IPAs generally
Scott's extremely rigid.
yeah, IPAs generally start below a pass and then go up.
Ah, okay.
I mean, I guess some people have the belief that every beer starts at a 10 and then it works its way down based on things you don't like about it. But I don't know. Like I always think started about a neutral, kind of like a passish area, and then kind of how high above a pass is it? Hey, Liquid.
Lady Lee knows, if
Let's say
anybody,
hi.
that pass is not 50%. Pass is 60 or 70%.
Got me
Well,
through grade
it
12.
depends where you go. I mean, when I went to school, it was a 50%. Now I don't know what it is.
University
Oh,
does
okay.
not give you a pass at 50.
A pass, obviously, like in high school, is 50, but once you get into university, it depends on your degree. You can get 60 average if, like, for your classes, but you need a 70 average to graduate.
Oh wow.
So,
I mean, to be fair, if I'm about to go in for surgery, I don't want to hear that my doctor got a 51%.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a
Most
14%
when you write IT certifications, most of the time it's like 70 or 80%. You gotta get better.
Fucking
63% of the time he's going to get your stitches in, but 70% of the time he's going to leave the scalpel inside
It's
your
like
body.
it's like Super Troopers. That little guy, I wouldn't worry about that little guy.
Mm. Yeah.
All right, so let's thank you, Scott. Let's move over to moi, and I can talk about some friggin' good, the mango version specifically. But I'm going to talk kind of about both of these here. So, when you read the label of some friggin' good, I know Scott's shitting on me for reading the label, but this one actually identifies it as a West Coast style double IPA. I do see what they are talking about in that one. This comes off as really piney, white grapefruit, resin, passion fruit. It's pretty friggin' tasty. The mango version um, has it's a bit sweeter, a bit more biscuity. The pine is more subdued. You get more bits than the mango, so you do get the flavors of mangoes in there, but they're not really, I would call, jumping out at you. I would call this beer rough around the edges. I get traces of off flavors, but it's not stopping me from really fucking enjoying these beers. They're both really good beers. The mango's got maybe some slight oxidation to it, where it's a bit more biscuity. Um, the base beer, on the other hand, has a bit more like a slight sulfur matchstick qualities, and it all comes down to my thoughts on New Maritime. I still like these guys, but they kind of have their quality control they need to work on a little bit. But at the end of the day, it's not so bad that I hate their beer. I still enjoy their beer. So yeah, like I get more mango out of this one. It's a bit sweet on the sweeter side. It does what it says. Some Friggin' Good is also a pretty stellar West Coast double IPA. But again, as I mentioned, I'm getting pretty drunk at this point. They are very like have some rough around the edges bits. I'm actually going to give these both the same rating, which is 8 for style, 8 for overall enjoyment. I really like these beers. There's room for improvement, but I think they did a bang up job with both.
So the mango neither detracts nor improves the beer, is what you're saying.
Basically, yeah. Like I get the mango out of this one. I wouldn't say it makes it any better. I just think it makes it a little bit unique.
Lateral move.
Yeah, it's a lateral move. You can definitely tell it's the same base beer, but you can definitely tell that the mango has changed it somewhat. But I wouldn't say that it's better or worse.
Fair enough.
All right, that's my thoughts. So we got some comments. You want to read them, Lee?
Well, all right. Let's see where we're. So Brandon, we covered Brandon talking about his kid. Radar goes on to say Pilsner Urkel, as in Urkel from Family Matters.
Did I do that?
And,
I do that.
And Stella Vel Johnson. Okay.
What?
There we go.
Okay.
No, because Reginald Vel Johnson played the dad. And so he's going with Stella Artois and
Star of the hit movie Die Hard.
Yeah.
And I said TGIF because I got the reference. Thank God it's Friday. That old block of shows on
Block of
TV
programming on
back in the
was
day.
it ABC or whatever it was.
Back when television was a thing, kids. And then we got Craig from Kim B Reviews saying, "Cheers, hope all is well."
The man, the myth, the legend. Love you, Craig. I wish you were on here.
His hair is more of a legend than anything else, but
Wow.
although he chopped down the
fro.
Really?
But it'll grow back. It grows very quick.
That totally killed Redbeard's boner for it.
Well, yeah. Like, he had a fucking glorious afro going on there, man.
But he can grow that in like 2 weeks, so it's fine. He can always get it back. I said cheers back to Craig. And then Radar said, "Hey, Craig, I had a heart attack. Way to bring the room down, Radar."
Wow.
Also, it's kind of like the same rule we have for like recent dead pets and stuff. You can only milk it for so long before we stop giving a shit. So.
Okay. So to defend Radar, he has had the most recent heart attack, so I believe he still is able to milk that.
Maybe I had that dog because she was the last one to die.
Yeah, and maybe I had several mini heart attacks and I just didn't tell anybody.
Well, that's on you. That's on you for not telling us, unfortunately. Like you need to let us know when you have a baboon heart inserted into you. You need to tell us.
Oh, I hope I have a heart attack.
Maybe I've avoided a heart attack by losing like 77 pounds last night.
You still eat fast food, Nick. It's still coming.
I still eat fast food, but I count my calories, and it's been fucking working. So
that makes no difference to your heart. It's coming, Nick. Don't worry. You're going to get the sympathy when it comes.
Yeah. The cool thing would be...
Greg.
The cool thing would be is if I did have a heart attack and I got a valve replacement like Joe did, and I get another baboon valve from the same baboon heart, that would be the best. Because then we would be baboon brothers. It would be great.
I don't know. Did they keep that valve on ice all these years, just waiting for you?
Just waiting for Lee to have a heart attack.
I would hope so. It makes for a good story, anyway.
And then Nick gets a baboon valve as well, and then you guys are like baboon triplets.
Yeah,
he wouldn't if they kept the same baboon valves. You'd only have to take one type of anti-rejection medication.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. Thank you.
Wow.
But Kid said it's not good. I mean, he's still alive, and he had a heart attack, but he's got stents. He's good. Like I said, Radar, you got to stop milking this shit, brother. And then he says,
"Well, why don't you get a heart attack so you can take advantage of it?"
Yeah. Then Craig says, "Take it easy, Vinny," and then Radar has to be a cunt to say Radar. Yes, don't call me Vincent. Don't call me Vinny. Well, then change your fucking username on fucking Google then to Radar.
Yeah, change your name to Radar. I mean, we all call you Radar. Why isn't your name on YouTube Radar instead of your actual real name?
My goodness,
what's a real name on fucking Radar?
You can get that.
What's the real name on YouTube?
Frank, very confusing.
And to be fair, Scott has tried to kill his cat in order to get the pet card, but
he called me Annie, just not Vinny.
Just not Vinny?
What's wrong with me? My cousin Vincent.
My cousin Radar.
Vinny from 4th Street, eh?
Hey!
Oh, pardon me.
Jesus, Gray.
I'm an animal. I apologize.
Fucking unprofessional.
You're an animal. You're a mammal.
I am. I'm nature's very special animal that just destroys things.
Manimal.
That was very nice, Nick. Thank you for sharing that.
That terrible TV series that lasted one season.
Many terrible. Hey, apparently they're making Mindhunter season 3. That excites me.
Everything excites you.
How do farmers party? They turn up the heat.
Not everything, just most things.
So we were talking about something for next week's beer. I'm just scrolling back in the Facebook chat to see if I can find it.
I think we were talking about either vacation beers. Well,
Yes.
somebody suggested bottom of the barrel beers, but that's kind of too easy because I'll just bring a Molson Canadian and I'll win. So I mean, why don't we just like vacation beers sounds better? I mean, Nick will obviously bring a soul, but like it's
Yes, I'll probably bring a soul.
But yeah,
I mean-
whatever's your vacation beer.
Is that what we're doing next week for beers?
Vacation beer.
Vacation beers? All right, we're doing vacation beers.
What does Lady Lee drink when she visits Greg's pool?
Whatever he gives me.
That's her. So get yourself a free beer.
Yeah, as long
Free
as it's
beer.
not
Yeah, it's whatever you got for free.
Yeah,
yeah, and closed.
Complimentary beer is what you get.
Yeah.
Compliments.
What if you froze in the pool?
Yeah, I did. Although, yeah, I like pool beers. IPAs don't necessarily make a great pool beer if you're drinking a whack load of them, because yes, like Lady Lee says, you do get heartburn from them.
Oh my god, that got bad. I was dying for a bit.
All right, so are we going to go talk about which beers we'd rather drink?
That's true. Let's circle
Man,
around.
thank you, host Scott.
Circle
Mr.
around.
Lee, Mr. Lee, of all the beers you heard here tonight, which one would you have liked to have tried?
So I'm over Innocent Gun. So
Shocking.
not Greg's. I don't like hazies all that much. So you're under the running, Scott. Nick, your stuff also smells like weird. Just sounds like weird bullshit that I'm not interested in. As for Rob's, that one sounded interesting. It's like, oh, Rickard's red but slightly better. Okay, that sounds drinkable and okay. But actually, Lady Lee's sounded the most interesting just with the combination of flavors. So I'd probably try that one.
Yay! I got a vote. I'm happy.
So thank you, Lee. Let's go over to Greg. Hi, Greg.
Let's go through process. Hi, Nick. How are you today?
I'm tired.
Oh, well, I hope you have a good night's sleep. So let me take an extra long time to decide this. So let's go through one by one. So Rob's Rickard Red Plus again. Nothing against Rickard's Red, but doesn't sound overly exciting. Lady Lee's got a fruit beer, which is probably fine, but not really my thing. Again, Scott, you abuse cats, so I don't know about you. Pilsner Cal, I've had it many times. I find that beer can vary depending how fresh you can get it. I gotta say, Nick's beers sound kind of like bullshit, but I feel of this lineup of bullshit, his is the best bullshit. So you get my vote, Nick, for whichever. I would probably go for the non-mango version personally, but whatever one is fine.
All right.
It's got the ABV to back it up at least. So hey, the thing is about a bad beer that's high ABV, you're still having a good time.
Mm. And don't forget, I'm double fisting it too, right?
I'm not saying it's a bad beer. I'm just saying if it was a bad beer, I wouldn't complain because it's still getting me happy.
Still get me happy.
Oh, yeah. All right. Thank you, Greg. Let's go over to Lady Lee and Rob.
All right. So I've had his beer before, so it's kind of not going to be on the table. Apologies.
Shame.
I'm actually going to go with Scott's beer because I feel like we have the same palate when it comes to IPAs. So I'm going to vote for Scott.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Great. And don't forget that Rob gets an opinion too.
Yeah, Greg's beer had
No, he's just a fuck boy.
How many beers have you had today, Greg?
This is my third.
So he's. Oh no, it's 4 beers.
One more, buddy. Come on.
I'll drink 3.5 this evening. Thank you.
Your beer with the mysterious chocolatey taste has intrigued me, and so I would have liked to try that one.
There we go.
Okay.
My
All
chocolatey taste has intrigued Rob.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
More than one.
we currently at
We have
the end of this
tie.
have a 4-way tie. Let's go over to Scott and see what he decides.
So who hasn't got a vote yet?
Mr. Lee.
Rob
And I
hasn't
know
gotten a vote yet.
Lady. Oh yeah, has Lady Lee? I don't think Lady Lee or Rob has gotten a vote.
Rob or Lee have not gotten votes
No,
yet.
Lee has gotten a vote. Rob
He's
hasn't.
got a
Oh,
vote.
that's right. Sorry, Mr. Lee gave Lady Lee a vote. So yeah, so Rob, Mr. Lee are without
Mr.
votes.
Lee hasn't gotten a vote yet.
These two.
Mr. Lee, what was your selection again today?
It was the classic definition of the style Pilsner Hell.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Lady Lee's.
Oh,
There we go.
shit. All right. Thank you,
Favoritism.
Scott. And for me, I listened to everybody's an 8-month-old. Okay, so I'm just going to run down through them all. I mean, I do want to try the one from Greg, but when he says 7.5 out of 5, it's just like, I might pay 7.
You're not going to rush over to Ontario to get it.
I'm not gonna. Well, I can get it here. We're gonna do it. I'm planning to do it for BA 101, but if it weren't for that, I probably wouldn't spend $15. 7.5 out of 5 sounds interesting, but meh. Lady Lee's, I'm still kind of put off over the fact it's not 8 months old. Rob sounds interesting, but he didn't sound so enthused over it. I've had Tagurit IPA, and I don't know. I would definitely, and I may even probably do it this weekend, go out and buy a can of Pilsner Urquell because I fucking love that beer. So I'm going to vote for Lee, even though I've had that beer numerous times.
Woo!
There we go.
All right. So, but that still means that Lady Lee has 2 votes, and she is the winner tonight.
Yay!
Mr. Lee and
Wow, way to make Rob
Buzz.
feel like a fuckboy not voting for him.
Lady Lee wins with an 8-month-old can of whatever.
Yeah, like what the fuck? That's
There's mess all over the place.
Lady Lee making a mess. I can see why that might win some votes.
That foamed over and spilled over a can.
What was the one time where we did the whole show still, where I found the random can in the back of a fridge in the LCBO, like the tiniest LCBO we could find. And I got notes because it was like the beer that doesn't exist anymore that I found. That was great. I haven't been to LCBO in a long time.
Hey, you never know what you're gonna win with.
Yeah, it's true.
So, apologies for Rob for not getting a vote. I did think that beer actually did sound interesting until you started talking about it. So,
so basically, Rob, in the future, please smile more.
yeah, you should really smile more.
He's learning.
Yeah, next time he shows up,
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Oh shit! All right, so that's the episode in the books. So let's talk about. We already talked about next week's beer, right? We are going to do vacation beers. So it's basically, what are you crushing for the summer? I have a Spinner bottle in hand. I've been drinking a lot of these lately. I don't know necessarily if this is what I'm going to bring next week, but we are going to hopefully do a theme week next week with beers that we are. What are we sessioning for the summer? So, what's a good vacation?
That was more like what we did on vacation, like something you would only drink on vacation, or something that like entices you to have on vacation.
What would you drink on a vacation? So the theme is vacation.
Yes,
it is vacation season.
Hollywood Road. Like what beer would you want to drink while banging a supermodel who's driving her Ferrari? Like
what beer would you drink while banging a young Beverly D'Angelo?
Or Christy Brinkley.
Christy Brinkley in the Ferrari. Holiday Road. Holiday Road.
Anyways, bye.
I'm gonna say the movie The Movie Nothing But Trouble is the sequel to Vacation you didn't know you needed. Watch it.
Yeah, this is like National Lampoon's beer miss vacation.
Let's.
You know what's funny? We're nearing the end of our episode, and I usually have to write down the penis, but today I found the penis.
You found the penis.
I was unpacking my box, and I found the penis.
Wow.
That is
So you found your penis in a box.
Of how you find a penis.
That's
This
how
is
you find
exactly how you find a penis in a box, right?
And
Yeah.
Nick, Klingon Christopher Lloyd has a message for you.
Get out! Get out of there! Get out!
The holes that are talking to us.
We just rewatched Back to the Future. Man, that is a fucking good movie.
Back to the Future is fucking great.
It is
All right.
fantastic.
Chris Peters killed those women. We're taking off. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.